my neighborhood, some young live fast. That's why I hustle hard. I'm trying to ride jag, trying to stay away from wrong. That's why I'm doing right, getting away from the devil, getting closer to Christ. It's like we in the jungle, never knowing what's next. Will God save my soul?
Greetings, my name is Corey Anderson. I'm the Media Concepts teacher here at Hamilton High School. With me, I have a few students from our group, Teams for Peace, and I have a few questions I'd like to ask them. What are things that a teacher can do to reduce or prevent disruptive behavior?
Teachers say they're going to do something, but they really just don't do it. So to me, they need to just go on and do what they say they're going to do.
Okay, so like if there is a disruption going on in the classroom, a teacher may make a threat saying, I'm going to send you to the office, I'm going to call your parents, but it never really happens. So the next day that student comes to class,
He does the same thing.
they do the same thing over again. This takes away what? Valuable instruction time from the other students who are really ready to learn, right?
I think the teacher should have a one-on-one conversation with the student. The student might have a bad day or don't know what happened in their household, and they just come to school, act the fool, just to probably release some of this thing. But I think the teacher should take the time out to talk to the students.
That's one of the things that we talk about in our 7 habits of highly effective teens, is to seek first to understand and then to be understood. Do you think that that would help diffuse some of the disruptive behavior?
Yes,
Okay.
just not taking their job to the extreme.
You think that sometimes teachers take their job to the extreme. They're very demanding and rigid and oftentimes don't offer any flexibility for the students?
Right.
Okay. Are you sure that's how you felt?
Yes.
Why do you think students misbehave, let's say in one teacher's class, but this same student won't misbehave in another teacher's class? Why is that?
To put on the show. I mean, they just put on the show.
You think that the student may just be putting on a show. When you get in this particular classroom, there are students there that enjoy the show that the student is able to put on. What do you think?
I think, well, they might feel disrespected by the teacher or feel like the teacher's not connecting with them on the level that they should be.
Okay.
Having,
Because we're all different and we need different things, right?
Right.
So what may work for student A may not work for student B.
Right.
So again, we're back to flexibility and being able to work with different people on different levels. And you feel the same way? What do you feel?
No, basically I feel like it can be the tone of voice that a teacher uses towards a certain student or the way a teacher teaches in a classroom, basically.
Okay, so how a teacher addresses a student may spark some type of disruptive behavior. And also if the teacher's learning style or teacher's teaching style is different from the student's learning style, then you might have a problem there also.
Right.
Okay. I want you all to think about your favorite teacher, okay? Think about your favorite teacher. I see you all smiling now. Think about your favorite teacher. I want you to tell me about your favorite teacher and tell me why. Go ahead.
My favorite teacher, Mr. Gaston. I like Mr. Gaston because he hard at sometimes, but at the end of the day, he always gonna have a good time.
He's able to challenge you in the classroom and you're able to have fun. That's why he's your favorite teacher.
My favorite teacher is Miss Brewer.
Okay.
She's independent. She likes to have fun, but she also a hard worker, helping the students with their work, pushing them, and just guiding them where they need to be.
Okay.
My favorite teacher is Miss Brewer because she takes her job easy but smart.
Right. Okay. She's kind of laid back, but she's got that knowledge and she's figured out how to get it to you all the
Right.
smart way so that you can harness it.
Right.
Okay. Very good. Very good. How do you feel about the new direction the school is going in with the redesign and the academies and things like that? How do you feel?
A lot of things changed from last year. The academies, I think, will bring the students closer to each other, like to have that certain bond
Right.
with the academy principals and things and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. I see you shaking your head. Do you pretty much agree with what she's saying?
No.
Not really. You don't really like it. Tell us why.
Basically, I don't agree with anything they said, basically. The only thing that I basically agree with is the academy. Because I think the academy keeps students there like certain or on their certain career path, and sometimes I wish like when they set the schedule for the students, I wish like teachers would actually teach what they're supposed to be teaching instead of trying to engage on other things that are not necessary in class.
Like what?
Like trying to correct inappropriate behavior in class besides trying to get a teacher and you only have like an hour and like about 45 minutes in class at the most, and you're trying to, you spend about almost 50 minutes working on a student with misbehavior, that's taken away from people who really want to learn, who really wants to be that nurse, that doctor, that person who work with the
So
children.
what do you think, how do you think a teacher should deal with a situation like that? As a teacher, I do realize that you spend a lot of time dealing with behavior issues, and you have students who really want to learn. But how do you suggest that a teacher does that, deal with that? Do what Billy is saying doing? If you say you're going to discipline the child, go ahead and do it, or what?
A teacher can do that too, but basically that don't get, because if a student gonna misbehave, it's not what they do. Like Billy said, some students put on the show, but basically it's not that. It could be simple tantrums, it could be things going on at home, it could be anger inside. It cannot be on there that is put on the egg. Most people think.
But how do you isolate that in the classroom?
I think
you know what I'm saying, to go ahead and push the lesson forward.
I think you should teach the lesson. I know, even though the student might be making.
But how can I teach the lesson if Johnny is constantly pulling on me or trying to get my attention in the back of the room?
Like
because his mama didn't feed him this morning.
Basically, if you're a teacher, I think you should be mature enough and on the level enough to ignore somebody pulling on you. Especially if you have a child. 9 times out of 10, if you've been a teacher for over a year, you don't work with somebody pulling on you, tugging on you, and that's nagging you.
Right.
And
you know, I don't necessarily mean pulling on me, but constantly vying for my attention in the classroom.
Basically, it can get on any human nerves. But as a teacher, I think you should give the lesson, deal with it afterwards, so everyone can get their lesson. At least they can say, I did learn something in Mr. Gass and Miss Brewer, Mr. Taylor, or somebody class
today.
So
you're saying that the teacher should utilize some of the tools that they've gained in all of the professional development meetings that we go to figure out how to isolate that student and get them to stop disrupting the class.
Right.
Okay, very good. I really appreciate you taking the time to share with us today.
In my neighborhood, some young live fast. That's why I hustle hard. I'm trying to ride jag, trying to stay away from wrong. That's why I'm doing right, getting away from the devil, getting closer to Christ. It's like we in the jungle, never knowing what's next. Will God save my soul? Will He put me to rest?